David Settle back with you, 8:11 here on a Monday. My pleasure to welcome in studio. She is the attorney for Albany County, and that is Peggy Trent. Good morning. How are you today?
Very good, thank you.
Well,
and thank you for having me here this morning.
I appreciate the time coming in. You have something big to kind of announce. This is something that you're really excited about, this restorative justice practices. What is this all about, if you can kind of explain it to us?
Well, first of all, the question that gets asked most is, what is restorative justice? And what we're attempting to do, it's a theory of justice where we consider the crime and wrongdoing to be offense against the individual and community rather the state. Normally when we're prosecuting, it's the state versus that individual. But what we're trying to do is to turn it around now and be more victim-centered in our approach to prosecution of certain offenses. And what we want to bring to Albany County is a restorative justice conferencing model. What that model entails, it's an approach that we focus on the needs of the victim and the offender as well as the community.
Okay, so we've got this introduction to this going on today. It's at the College of Law in the large moot courtroom over there, room 178, and this goes from 2 to 4. What exactly are they going to be doing at this introduction to the restorative justice practices?
Well, just like you said, it's an introduction to give an overview from other communities. We've brought in 2 judges, one from Idaho and one from Georgia, who introduced this type of restorative justice practice in their community as it relates to youth and adults. And they will talk about their experiences, how they brought the community together, how they have seen a reduction in crime as a result of some of these practices. And our hope is to get the community involved in the type of model in which we intend to bring to our community.
This is going on from 2 to 4 this afternoon over at the University of Wyoming College of Law, and some of the topics you mentioned, their experience, how it's helped the community kind of heal, because sometimes you don't realize the impact it can have on not just the person that it directly impacts, but others down the line, family, friends, and overall just people that are involved with that individual.
Exactly. What we're trying to do is to give a victim more of an active role in the process, and it encourages that they have an opportunity to speak how they've been harmed. It lets the offender know what has happened. We also bring in the community member is also to help, and our intent is to try to avoid the offender committing another future crime and to understand and take responsibility and accountable for their actions towards that victim and the community.
Some people might bring up the question, why haven't we seen something like this take place before? Why haven't we gone down this road before?
That's a very good question. I can say why we haven't, but it takes, we have now a juvenile board that was formed when I took office. The board works diligently in identifying gaps in our system, and this was one of the gaps that they thought we need to bring to our community in order to complement what we already have in existence.
You mentioned restorative justice and what the impact can be. What have you seen in your time as the Albany County Attorney now, just with youth crime? Has it grown? Has it shrank? How much of a concern should we have as citizens in the city of Laramie?
Since I've taken office and we've been able to implement a case management system, we are seeing approximately 579 incidents a year involving our youth.
Wow.
I don't think anyone had an idea of the involvement in what our youth are doing. And it's not like what you're thinking, violent crimes. These are just our everyday crimes when kids don't think things through at that age and end up in a situation. Not all are prosecuted. We divert right now about 98% of those crimes.
Okay.
We utilize Big Brothers Big Sisters as our diversion program, but we also have other entities that complement with the diversion and getting kids involved.
And this is just another step towards hopefully helping that, correct?
Correct. And what we hope is not only using this in our criminal justice system, our intent is also to expand to the school district, to the University of Wyoming. Right now there is some sort of restorative justice at the University of Wyoming, but we want to see more. We want to see this grow. So this conference, if you will, and what we're doing in the today and next week, we hope to encourage, and we will have the participation of each of those stakeholders.
Well, talk about what's coming up next week, because we mentioned what's going on today at the College of Law, but you've got another 3-day deal with this community group conferencing, which is kind of a member and facilitator training. So what exactly is going to be happening next week, August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd?
Well, our hope next week is to train facilitators, individuals in our community that would like to participate in this process, as well as other stakeholders that would be involved in it. So it's a 3-day conference. The first day is where we're encouraging community people to attend. This is their bird's eye view of what's involved and what their role and responsibility would be. As a community leader, we would like to get volunteers to participate in these conferencing. It would be maybe 2 to 3 a year that they would help in sitting in on these, depending on the action. Day 2 and 3 is really geared towards facilitator training. Due to budget cuts, we're trying to get innovative in how we can assist in not increasing our budgets, but still have that volunteerism. So what we're trying to do is utilize the different entities and stakeholders, the school district, the juvenile justice system, Department of Family Services, and University of Wyoming to train facilitators. From those facilitators, they can assist with the other entities, and we all work together in sharing our volunteers, our community leaders, so that we're not increasing our bottom line, but hopefully having a decrease in crime.
This sounds like a lot of heads kind of came together to find a good solution, because we are in the crunch. I mean, and it's affected from the state down to the county, down to the city, and everybody's been impacted by this, your office included, it sounds like.
Yes, it has. And unfortunately, crime has increased. Our prosecution cases, we have seen an increase, but yet we have stayed the same in our staff. So we have to find innovative ways and be smarter about how we handle our cases in order that we are protecting the community, protecting our victim, but at the same time we are able to handle the volume of cases we're seeing. Okay,
so if someone in the community wants to help out, they want to find a way to, you know, reduce the case loads, the crime load, how do they go about getting involved? What are some of the easiest ways to get involved?
Well, the first way would be to reach out to our Victim Witness Division, which is part of our office now, Maria Consuelos. You can reach her at 721-1847, or you can call directly to my office at 721-2552. We are taking down names and placing them and registering people to attend this community. I really encourage, if anything, to attend the 3rd day of the conference on August 3rd. We will be conducting simulations all day, so you'll get to see what a restorative justice conferencing, as we are calling it, a community group conferencing, looks like.
Okay, so that's again coming up on again, day 3 is August 3rd, so that would be next Thursday. So a week from this Thursday, ladies and gentlemen, not this coming one, but the following one. Again, 721-1847, visit with Maria, or 721-2552, correct?
Correct.
All right, so we encourage you folks, if you want to help out in any way possible. And have you seen some good community outreach, outpouring of support so far through kind of just the startup?
Absolutely. I have been out to the various community organizations, exactly what I'm doing today, telling them about what we're bringing to our community, and the outpouring has been incredible. There have been people signing up. I anticipate we'll have a great turnout today for the introduction of this conference that's starting in the August 1st through the 3rd. So everyone is pretty excited. I think everybody has been in trouble at one point when we were young, doing silly things, from throwing snowballs or doing things we shouldn't have done.
Yeah, I got in trouble once. It wasn't dealt in the court system, but I got in trouble for throwing snowballs. Let's just put it that way.
Well, this is one way that we're bringing back in the old days, of how the community wrapped around, including parents, to help you to direct you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't have to remind myself what not to do. So, and by the way, the cost, if you want to check out today is free. Is there a cost associated with the conference next week at all?
No, the cost for all of this is free. This is being sponsored by our Victim Witness Division because it's a victim-centered approach. So we're trying to bring this to our community, and it was, we're very thankful that we were able to secure the grant funds for this project.
Absolutely. Sounds like well, from your standpoint, a step in the right direction, kind of helping out reform some of the youth that, you know, might not be doing something so serious, but we don't want them to keep heading down that path.
That's absolutely correct.
All right. Thanks so much for filling us in today, and we hope that this gets the word out and maybe get some more folks involved.
Okay. Thank you.